Is a financial scandal involving Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's alleged money laundering serious? ILTV's Steve Leibowitz sat down with former cabinet minister and member of the Labour Party Shimon SHETREET, who believes that there's nothing to the accusations other than political gain for Netanyahu's opponents.
First of all, it has to be noted that the Attorney General is using the terminology of inquiry rather than investigation. And so at the moment it is really a preliminary, prior to criminal investigation, there is a preliminary stage where there is an inquiry of the facts and the legal analysis of the situation in order to decide whether or not to open a criminal investigation.
But your own leadership candidate, Erel Margalit from the Labour Party and others, alone from the Meretz Party, leader of the party, are saying Netanyahu should resign. Margalit is saying, let's get ready for elections. This is bringing Netanyahu down. He's not going to serve out his term. Are they premature?
This is a political statement, which is okay. I mean, this is the role of politicians. But according to the precedents, it is not valid ground for resignation of a prime minister or a minister at the stage of preliminary inquiry to call for resignation. But from the public point of view, it has been the practice that any decision by a law enforcement agency to prosecute, that is to press a charge against a prime minister or against a minister, resulted in the resignation of the minister and the prime minister. This was the case of Olmert, and this was the case of other ministers, but not at the stage of inquiry. We are talking about now a preliminary inquiry. According to the precedents, it is not expected that Mr. Netanyahu has to consider resignation.
From what we know of Mr. Netanyahu, he doesn't walk around with even a shekel in his pocket. He's never paid for anything for himself. I mean, even when a journalist would take him out for lunch, the journalist would always pay in the old days. And over the years, the reputation is he never touches money. And what he does, he's very, very, very careful. I think he maybe even suspects that if he would ever do something, they would catch him, because a lot of people are out there to get him, including in the press. Would you think that it at all possible that Netanyahu could let himself fall into a trap?
Not only what you said, but he is under very close advice of lawyers that advise him on every point on such financial matters, and therefore I assume that anything he did was based on advice, and therefore it will be a question of interpretation rather than a clear situation of misconduct. That's my hunch.